Good morning, girls and boys. Welcome to the Texas Flycaster podcast. It is the Monday Morning Sidewalk. So let's start with the shameless self-promotions I have to do. Go to my website, www.texasflycaster.com sometime. Take a look at the merchandise I have and really take a great look at the fly line mats that I make. I've shipped those things all over the world now. www.texasflycaster.com. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to your Monday morning drive. I bet most of you aren't even going to work this week. It's a short Thanksgiving week here in the United States. A lot of people are on the road. I hope you found me by accident. That's always the funnest way to find something, isn't it? And I hope you enjoy what you're hearing on the Monday Morning Sidewalk. And this is named after and has existed, we must be close to 12, 14 years of Monday Morning Sidewalks now at www.texasflycaster.com, and named after the great Kris Kristofferson song, Sunday Morning Coming Down. If you never heard that, look it up, spin it. It's good stuff. Great. Some of the greatest Kris Kristofferson there ever was. What a guy. What a guy. Rhodes Scholar. Combat pilot, Vietnam, and I think he did time in Vietnam as a helicopter pilot. Very interesting life, Kris Kristofferson. And born in Brownsville, Texas. Take that for what it's worth, eh? A valley boy like me. Well, this week is getting off to one of those starts. We've got a yo-yo in temperatures. Who cares? Who cares? Let's talk about fish and get you guys thinking ahead just like I do. And I've got a special little tease for you at the end about one of the most famous outlaws there ever was. So what I'm hearing about Texas fly fishing, well, it's really Texas fishing. Nobody talks as much as I do about Texas fly fishing. Is not much. But, there's always something going on. There's always some place to go. I'll probably get a shot at TEXOMA in the next 7 to 10 days. I'd like to say tomorrow, but I can never say that anymore because something always comes up. And it isn't a fish on a fly. So, TEXOMA, yes. The birds are out there. Yes. There's topwater action. Yes. We're heading into more topwater action on Lake TEXOMA. And if you don't know what fish I'm talking about, strippers. They're out there, folks. And on the coast, I think we've got from what I've heard, there's been a lot of extra water in the bay, I think because of the pressure out in the Gulf that was there into November, which, remember, hurricane season is extending itself, and now I don't know how long it's been into November, but there was a hurricane earlier in the month, or a tropical storm out there that was really putting out some extra water into the inland bay system. Let me get a sip of my great coffee. So I also like to translate into English, into fly fishing English, the TPWD reports that come in. And I haven't looked at them. I'll be honest with you. I don't need to look at them because there's never a whole lot of great things that, they're overrated for one. And number two is Cedar Creek is the only place that has been excellent for like 6 months now, which is just hard to believe. Maybe you can tell me more about that. Focus now in North Texas on the border here where we are, close to Oklahoma, is outside of Texas, actually. A lot of folks are talking about Arkansas. I've seen photos of huge brown trout from Bull Shoals in Arkansas. Those are nocturnal fish, the biggins are, and I met a guy who figured this all out, and it's nothing new to figure out. All you have to do is just follow your nose, because these brown trout like to eat at night, and they like to eat meat. This guy and other people now are skating mice on the White River in Arkansas to catch big brown meat eaters. And I was talking to a guy that lives in Oklahoma City yesterday, met him in person yesterday. He came down here to pick up a raft I was selling. And he said that mice thing is nothing new, that they see mice, dead mice during the daytime floating down, and that skating mice is not that uncommon. Isn't that great to catch a fish that eats a mouse? I mean, that's really something, isn't it? I can't wait. Hope that happens for me, maybe in January, and we'll see. Well, I'm not gonna. No secrets kept about that. I'll tell you that much. You guys, I hope you're having a good week this week. You know, we're kind of settling out from that tragic election. Well, wonderful election, whatever. Elections are great. I think that's going to be my takeaway. Elections and politics. I don't delve into it here, but it has an effect on us as fly fishermen. And if you want to know what that effect is, just ask. But anyway, that's all kind of fading, just like it always does. And now we get back to the grind of life in real time. You know, there's a story out there that I want to tell you about that's very interesting to me. Of course, I was a student of history while I was in one of those higher learning institutions. And the story, basically my candle got lit about history, and it was economic history in school, but now any kind of history that's lore-ish, has some lore to it, kind of gets me thinking about it. Well, a friend of mine who I went to school with, he's been an Outlaw Sam Bass aficionado for decades. Since the early 90s, as I can remember, maybe before I knew him. That's when I met him about 30 years, 36 years ago. And he's been in and out of my life, busy with living, busy with raising kids, and just generally, the guy's busy. He's a watchmaker too, just does a lot of stuff. This guy's really a genius, and he posited to me that Outlaw Sam Bass is not buried in Round Rock, Texas, a long time ago. Told me that a long time ago. Got my attention, of course, because that's accepted as fact. And then he proceeded to lay out a story that is so fascinating and so incredible about Sam Bass. The reason we think and talk about Sam Bass in Denton, Texas is because this was his home base, if you didn't know it. After he moved to Texas, I think he was 19, he settled in Denton, Texas. Sam Bass loved fast horses. He was an outlaw for sure. There's no doubt about that. And now they're just about, we got something, everywhere you turn in Denton, there's something named Sam Bass. And this guy knows which buildings on the square Sam Bass worked in downtown Denton, the people he worked for, the time from A to B that he worked there, and the whole timeline of Sam Bass. Folks, get ready for this. This is going to be a big story. And I'm just along for the ride on this, but I can't wait to help tell this story about Sam Bass. And he did not die in Round Rock, Texas, and like everybody thinks he did. You're going to love this. It's just going to fascinate you. It's a sidebar to fly fishing. As fly fishermen, I can make this stick because we like more than just fishing. I know you guys like fish porn. That's great. But there's more to the story of fly fishing than just fishing. That's what makes it different. Everybody asks, why fly fishing? Well, it's not just fly fishing. There's all these stories that go along with it, and we get to absorb so many different things in art, culture, and just the entirety of the experience of fly fishing, don't we? Get ready, because next year, maybe even before the year's out, we're going to unveil the Outlaw Sam Bass, pull down his mask and tell you all about this guy in wonderful detail that you've never heard before, about how Sam Bass escaped from Round Rock and lived a full life somewhere else, maybe not even in the United States. How about that? It sounds like fun, doesn't it? If it sounds fun to me, I'm on for the ride, I'll tell you that much. You guys, I want you to have a happy Thanksgiving this week. I'm very thankful that you show up, that you've started listening to the Monday Morning Sidewalk on your way to work, or maybe in your cubicle, or maybe at your fly shop. This is something that it's taken hold already, which is kind of satisfying to me, of course. And something that is going to keep on going. But this is a shortened week, with Thanksgiving right in smack dab in the middle end of it. And be with your family, be with your friends, be with your fish, people. Be with your fish. See the fish, be the fish, catch the fish. Thanks for listening. We will see you, or you'll hear from me soon. You made it through another Monday Morning Sidewalk. Thanks for listening. There's nothing to see here. Move on, people. Get on down the road. But like and subscribe, and visit my website, www.texasflycaster.com, for more interesting writing and products in Pop's Fly Shop, including flies, fly mats, all kinds of artwork curated by me, myself, and I. Thanks, and we will see you and hear you, or hear you and see you next time here at the Texas Flycaster YouTube channel.